Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're drinking coffee. It's early in the afternoon, but it's been kind of a long day, so we're just going to enjoy a cup. And I felt like doing a story time because I had looked through the comments section of my channel, and I had gotten some really positive responses from the earlier videos I did like 2 years ago, where I did brief videos on my childhood. So I thought I'd do kind of like a sit down and chat with you, kind of let you know what I experienced and what the first 2 years of my life were like, and then we'll kind of break it up in stages after that. I didn't want to bombard with a lot of information or make it too long of a video, but I wanted to kind of introduce you and just kind of let you know what happened in the first year or so of my life. My mom was 33 when she had me. She had 2 prior pregnancies and births before me, normal children, a boy and a girl, healthy as could be at delivery, so that was great. When she had me, so remember this is in 1981. There was no ultrasounds, there was no earlier testing on any unborn child, so they had no idea anything was wrong. She went into the delivery room and I was delivered, and obviously right away they knew something was wrong. It looked like, from the pictures I have, and I'm going to try to insert some clips throughout so you can kind of understand when I'm describing it how it actually was. When I was born, it looked like everything in my forehead and my skull had been pushed out. So my skull or my forehead was the size of like a grapefruit. Everything was just kind of swollen right here. The doctors first told my parents that the forceps they had used to deliver me, they used too hard, and that's what caused the dramatic distortion of my head. So the days after I was born, there was testing at the local hospital. And since this is such a rare condition, the doctors could not even diagnose me at the regular hospital. So I was sent to a hospital 2 hours away from my family in Syracuse as a newborn, as a week old, to stay there for a week and have more testing done. My parents both worked. They both had other children. So I sat, well, as a newborn, as a 1 week old, I was in the hospital all alone while they had testing done all week long. I'm not sure what that testing entailed. I would imagine like CT scans, brain scans, anything that they could do on a 1 week old, maybe blood tests or anything. But they were able to figure out at that point that I did have a birth defect. And then we were recommended, there was only 2 places my parents could have taken me at the time. One was New York City, NYU Hospital, or the other was Paris, France. At this time, I was only 1 in 150 births that had this disorder. So it was very limited resources on any doctors available, anybody that really knew what to do outside of just the 2 specialty groups that we could have chosen. So my parents decided New York City was relatively better for us to go to, and I started my journey down there at NYU just 3 months in. I went down there for an observation to meet the doctors, and my parents brought their 2 older children, my siblings. We thought we were just going down. They thought we were just going down for the day, just to talk to the doctors, see what the plan kind of was going to be. And they decided to keep me that day, and I would have surgery, the first major surgery, the next morning. What I kind of want to do now is just give you the Google or give you the Wikipedia version of what this diagnosis is called. And then kind of the effects of it. So as we go along, you'll understand more about how I'm referring to things and what I'm talking about. So craniofrontonasal dysplasia, it's also known as CFND. It's a rare X-linked chromosome malformation caused by mutations of the EFNB1 gene. Females are more commonly affected by this and severely. And if a male does show it, the female will still show a more severe case of it. The males are less affected by this gene mutation that shows up. Common physical malformations are craniosynostosis of the coronal sutures, which means the bones in your skull, they usually close sometime after your birth. Mine, when I was in the womb, closed early, causing everything to be misshapen. So, I'll continue with the symptoms. So you've got coronal sutures closing early, problems with the eyes. They are usually widely spaced apart. Nasal problems. Normally you have a cleft. They have a cleft on their nose or no nose. Dry, frizzy, curly hair. I got the dry and frizzy, but that's not really, I don't take that to be part of the condition. Splitting of the nails. I have that on each finger. I also have a fifth finger that never developed a knuckle, so it's always been joined to the fourth finger. And that's just something I've adapted to and worked with my whole life, but that is a sign of the condition. I do have webbed feet, a couple on, or 2 toes on each foot, and I do have a webbed finger. Loss of vision. I am legally blind in one eye, which is caused by the distortion in the gene that then causes eyesight problems. I have a very high cleft palate up here. There's just a lot of stuff that goes on. Kind of affects you from the tip of your head to the bottom of your toes, in every aspect. So when I went to NYU and my parents were told that they had to stay for my first surgery, it wasn't a simple surgery. It was a 10, 12-hour surgery. What happens is, as these sutures close, there is no room for a baby's brain to grow. So the first thing that they need to do is go in and relieve that pressure off the brain. So I have a scar that runs ear to ear, literally ear, the whole way across my head. And from that incision, they were able to open up and move the sutures, move the bones, make more room for my brain to grow. And that's the very first important surgery that you have to have done. That is the most time sensitive. So I was 3 months old when I had that done, and I believe it was a 2-week hospital stay. And then after that, it's months of recovery, because everything has to heal. You're a newborn, and it's just pretty rough. So I think now that I've told you kind of the cause of it and then the symptoms of it, it's just important to know that even though this is rare, and now, there's more cases of it across the United States, it's still listed as a rare condition. But I think that there was more people out there that if we found each other, we could support each other. I would love to share my story with others that have gone through the same thing. I would love to educate people, because the world is cruel, and I feel like the more people that hear about the story, hear about what actually happens, that hear about the extensive surgeries that people, kids, children, newborns, adults, because this is still continuing for me. I'm 38 years old and I still have the option to have more work done. I think you just have to figure out a point in your life where you're happy and content, and you say, you know what, I've been through some crazy stuff, and I think it's time for me to just be me. But that's different for everybody, and everybody has their own time frame and their own choice to make when that can happen. So it's very important for just people to understand that we are just like any other person. It just was a mutation, a tiny, tiny mutation of one gene that caused problems, that caused issues. So I would like to do a series on it, going through the surgeries I've kind of had. and how they affected me. Obviously, I can't remember in detail the first one I had at 3 months, but I was kind of just giving you a intro to where it started. So now in the next video, if you guys are happy with this video and you like hearing these stories, let me know in the comments or give it a thumbs up. And I would like to do like the first 5 surgeries I had and go through detail of that. I have had a total of 17 surgeries with this condition. And like I said, it's never ending. I could go back and have more. It's all cosmetic work at this point, but I'm just not sure that that's something I want to do at this point. I'm always debating it, always debating, like, could be better, could be better, could be better, or I'm great, I'm great, I'm great. So it's hard. But like I said, let me know if you want to hear more of these videos. I'd be happy to share anything. And I will show you some like younger pictures of myself after that first surgery, and also just give you some more information on the birth defect itself. So thanks for watching, thanks for sticking with it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.